Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of Ask a Fag. Today, I'm going to dive into the question of what is the difference between having sex with a cisgender man opposed to having sex with a transgender man. Um, this was a gay guy who answered this question, or sorry, asked this question. So I'm going to look at it from a gay man's perspective. So I guess it would make perfect sense to start off with the easy topic first, the cisgender man. And coincidentally enough, I happen to be a cisgender man, which translates to I was I am a biological male, or I was born with my penis, and I am still rather attached and quite fond of it. With that being said, I rely on my natural body's biology for coitus, um, which starts off with the prostate, which is the main operating function, operating machine of the penis. It's essentially a muscle, about the size of a walnut, and most of the day it's gripped in this tight. At the moments when I become aroused, that what happens is that muscle relaxes and it loosens up, allowing more blood to flow into my penis. And then my body's natural blood pressure is what is used to maintain my erection for the length of time my erection lasts. And then once my penis has achieved its purpose, once it has fulfilled its duty, the prostate will slowly begin to tighten back up, causing less blood flow into the penis and more blood to drain out of it, which will cause me to go from erect back down to flaccid or soft. That is pretty much the mechanics of how us men work. Now, to cover the more complex part of this answer, the transgender man. Now, mainly I'm gonna concentrate on the post-op transgender man or the gender affirming male. Basically, it means that the said person has already gone through top end surgery and bottom end surgery. Now, top end surgery is mainly a mastectomy or the removing of the breast to give the individual a man's upper body. But we're not going to go too in depth with that because it doesn't really go into the realm of the question being asked. Instead, we're going to go into the various bottom end surgery, which involves the genitalia. Typically, it starts off with the individual, after the individual has been on a hormone blocker and testosterone for a varying amount of time. They'll usually start off with some form of a hysterectomy, either a full hysterectomy or a partial. That's basically the removal of the reproductive organs. It could be the uterus, the fallopian tubes, the ovaries, something of that nature, or it could be the whole kit and caboodle. Um, next surgery that's usually on the list is a vaginectomy. That is the removal of the vagina. Um, but it's not always removed, and I'll get into that a little bit more in a couple of minutes. We got a scrotoplasmy, which is the attaching of a scrotum or a testicular sac. And the testicles are usually implants made out of silicone. And then we got the creation of the penis. Now, there's two different ways to create the penis. And I will try my very best to explain them both. So the first thing I want to do is I want to try and touch on a phalloplasmy, simply because it's a hell of a lot easier to pronounce than metoidioplasmy, which I will cover as well. The phalloplasmy is essentially a transplant of some type. And what I mean by transplant is the surgeon is taking the skin from a different part of your body, usually the thigh, the stomach. Most likely, it's going to be the inside of your forearm of your non-dominant hand. And what they do is they essentially take that and they turn it into a penis and attach it to your body. And it's kind of beneficial in a sense because you get a more sizable penis, a more normal size, or you can essentially pick the size of your penis up. I'm assuming up to as much skin as they could grab. So if you got an 18-inch arm, you are going to scare a lot of people. But all jokes aside, it's better to the point in the sense that you get the normal size. You also get harder erections because you have to use an assist. In other words, you have to use a penile implant to create hard-ons. And basically what that is that's a sac they put inside your fashioned penis, or your neopenis, as is commonly called. And what it does, and the pump goes inside your scrotum. So during the scrotoplasmy, instead of having two silicone testicles, they only give you one, because the other testicle operates as the pump. So when you're ready to get into the business, basically what you do is you squeeze your nuts until you get hard. I do not recommend that for cisgender men, by the way, simply because it hurts a lot. One of the benefits to that is you got less recovery time, because you could just pump it right back up after your orgasm and go for round two. Now with a medioplasmy, the surgeons typically use what's already there. They'll use the clitoris and the labia to fashion the penis out of. So during testosterone treatments, usually that area enlarges itself. So luckily, surgeons do have more material to work with. But again, there's drawbacks because you on opposed to a philioplasmy where your size is determined by the amount of skin taken from the donating part of your body. The medioplasmy, you get what's there to work with, and that's it. So most times you end up with a micro penis. Um, One of the benefits of the medioplasmy is that you're working with what's already there. You're working with it, so your natural genitalia is still there. It's still up in front and being used as it. So you're more sensitive. It's easier to achieve climax, and you can produce your own arousal, your own erections naturally. Unlike a phalloplasmy, where your genitalia is buried behind the new product, and you can't achieve a natural erection with a phalloplasmy. And so I hope that kind of answered some of your questions as to sex with a transgender man opposed to sex with a cisgender man. And thank you for watching my video, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button.